see what happens.
All right.
That's why we started early, to figure out if it works.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Oh, I see me too. Here I am. Looks like it actually works.
It's a little delayed.
Yeah, it's delayed from what you see here. There is a little bit of a delay.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey guys, just testing out the live stream thing here. I've only done one before on my cell phone, and battery ran out last time when I was camping. So I'm heading out tomorrow camping, and it's not 5:30 yet. We'll just wait for 6:30. We'll wait for some people to get here, because I said 6:30 Mountain Standard, or I'm trying to.
Never saw this guy inside a house before.
Yeah. Well, this is where I live. This is the living room where I live. Got a beautiful wife over there.
Hi.
She doesn't like to appear on YouTube because she's a public figure, kind of teachery, doesn't necessarily want to be all over YouTube, and that's understandable. I'll cut her some slack. Okay, well, I'm doing good. I've got the laptop here. I don't like watching me here. There's a delay. First from the house live stream. 4 minutes until it officially starts. But tomorrow, going in the hammock, out close to the river. Is the volume okay? Can you guys hear me okay? I think I can adjust that if it's too quiet. Let's see. Lower. Oh, nice. Oh, perfect. Loud and clear. Excellent. 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 Yeah. Last time it was just horrendous trying to. I know this is actually backwards mirror image, but YouTube seems to do that when I use a webcam to live stream. And it did that on my phone too. And I had my hunker down shirt on and it was reading backwards, I think. Excellent. Okay, 3 minutes and we can get this thing started. Wait for people to show up, whoever's going to show up. So I've got a few projects for tomorrow that I'm going to try and do. There's birch trees out here. Like there's maple trees, the sugar maples where all the maple syrup comes from. And they don't grow out this way, but there's birch trees, and you can actually tap these things the way you can a maple tree, and the syrup's just fantastic, supposedly, like twice the price of maple syrup or something like that. Not that I'm planning on getting into the syrup business, unless it really works out lucrative. But yeah, on Amazon, I picked up these taps, and you can stick her right in a birch tree. You drill a little 1/4-inch hole, stick that in there, the jug comes down. So I'm going to see if I can make some syrup on the trip here. I got a dozen of these things. Hopefully I can find enough birch trees. Let's see. Oh, I think, where's the stove? Oh yeah. Hi to Wisconsin.
Someone asked what you're cooking tonight.
Oh, what am I cooking tonight? Leftover lasagna from last night. Tomorrow there's going to be some 1,600 taps. That's incredible. Like I'd be happy with 12. But yeah, tonight I was tempted to make a little fondue here, but we have leftovers to eat. So tomorrow I'll be cooking out there. Yeah, it's like 6:30, so I'm just going to dig right into it. Tim Hortons, they have this thing here, you roll up the rim, and I lose all the time. You don't win anything usually, but sometimes you do. Anyhow, hammock camping. It is coming to that time of year where I'm comfortable getting into a hammock in the weather. Now, I got this. It's a Hennessy hammock. It's rolled up in this called a snake skin for some reason, and you tie it between the two trees. You just reel the snake skin out, and the whole thing unfolds. And that's what was in the thumbnail of the video. It's the same thing I'm setting up. It's nice and light, and I know a good spot with a couple of trees that are just about the right diameter. So this is tent, bed, everything. And aside from that, I'm going to be using this guy. It is a present from the in-laws for Christmas. And thermally reflective. It'll go on the bottom, and it'll give me a little more warmth. As a sleeping bag, it's not going to be that cold tomorrow. It's going to be just below freezing, a few degrees, because spring's kind of really exploded here. It was, we don't get a spring here. It's minus 20, minus 30, then the next day, teens above. Let's see. What Eastern Saskatchewan? Hey everybody. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with comments here. Let's see. Where's the whiskey? It's Lent. I can't have whiskey right now. You check out the Rapala. Now, the Rapala Asylum 4. I've looked around. That tent that I use in everything. It's hard to find. I got it actually on sale. I think it was a clearance 5 years ago or something like that. And it's super durable because I use it a lot more than most people use their ice fishing tents. If anybody has a link or has found a link for that Rapala, please throw it up in the comments, because I get asked that all the time. And yeah, I did cut the hole in there and put in a stove jack. They sell the stove jacks on Amazon, and I just used fire retardant silicone and I stuck it up there. Hey, what's up?
H. Royal says, Lent, you're not Catholic.
Oh, I am. Yeah. No, it's a beautiful wife and I were married in Catholic church last August. Well, not this August, but the August before. And yeah, I'm a good Catholic. That's we're allowed to drink when it's not Lent. All right. Crazy neighbors in his garage. Hoping he has a habit of barging in at inappropriate times, and he likes to find out where I'm going to go camping. And sure, I'll see him this summer. Anyhow, throwing everything in a backpack this time. This is a lot more actual camping. It's still not going to be real camping because this is camping with Steve. It's not bushcrafty stuff, but I am using a backpack and a hike out with all the stuff in the backpack. This was from Amazon. I don't have a link for it. Beautiful wife, what's happening?
Well, we've got a viewer from Taiwan. Oh yeah. So that's fun.
Nice.
And Chris Ox says, drink wine then.
We'll drink wine, yeah, of course. We gave up alcohol, I suppose, for Lent, but
we've done that for the last 3 years.
It's both tradition, right?
Yeah, we've both given up alcohol.
Silver Spring, and but we're allowed to on Sundays, I suppose. And if we're, of course, if I'm filming a video, I have to drink something. But yeah, so this it's a 65 liter or something. I don't know. I suppose I'd be a better YouTuber if I actually had affiliate links for all this stuff that I throw up there. But sleeping bag. The one I normally use is at Crazy Neighbors, actually. We were in his garage the other night, and somebody had too much to drink and needed to stay in his garage for the night. No, it wasn't me. I wasn't kicked out of the house, but there was one of our friends over there that could not drive home, so we set him up at the cot in the garage. But this is a beautiful wife's sleeping bag with pillow, so that's going to be cozy, I hope, tomorrow. The hammock. They have these wonderful little straps, so you save the bark of the tree without digging in with that paracord that they're made out of. But I'll give them a try if I can figure them out, because I've been lazy man camping for so long. I have not really done a lot of knots or setting anything up. You're going to see more of a camping experience than I normally like to do. I like to just pull up in my car, get out, start a fire with something ridiculous, and cook some meal that nobody should really be cooking in the bush. But this time it's going to be different. Anything?
Yeah, a few things. Matt Randall says, what's the fire/stove plans for cooking? Cast iron on flames or trusty stove next to the hammock? I'm assuming fire with that backpack.
Yep, we are going to do a fire. The stove is the camp stove. There's just carrying fuel, like obviously the big wood one I'm not going to bring with me. I have other ones that run on butane mix, that type of thing. I'm not going to do that either because I like the smell of an actual fire. And I'm going to do something in a foil pouch. I know there's a bunch of recipes for these where, you chop up some beef and potatoes and vegetables with some butter and salt and stuff, put them in that package and do it on the fire. I'm going down that road, but I'm going to do something a little bit different. It's going to be tastier than the normal ones and something you wouldn't expect.
Jake Walters wants to know or suggests that you should set up a Patreon because he'd love to support a little. Would you consider doing that?
I'm considering it. Basically, I've been so busy with furnace repairs over the winter, and it's coming to that time of year where I'm a furnace repairman by trade, and it's slowing down. So I'm going to start doing more YouTube. The problem is with Patreon, during the winter I can't commit really to make it worth the while for people. If people are actually supporting me, I have to be able to get out, a couple of times a week and film something. In the winter, it just does get a little bit crazy, but it's something I'm looking at. I'm kicking around, but also it's I don't want to be out panhandling and badgering people. I feel bad enough I'm selling T-shirts.
And on that note, Michael Serene, I'm sorry if I said that wrong, says, love the channel, keep up the great work, and donated $2.
$2, right on.
For a beer.
Oh, that is beer, yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
DJ King says, hey, Steve, I know you're not a gear guy, but what do you have for flashlights? And I can speak to this. He does like his flashlights.
I do like my flashlights. What I have is, I wish I had one handy with me.
I might go find one. Is it in the bag?
Yeah, there may be one in the bag over there. Okay. So what I'm using for the flashlights is, it's an LED flashlight. It runs on 3 AA batteries. I've seen them pretty much at every auto repair shop. A lot of places use them for mechanics on a vehicle. We'll stick them onto the hood. They're super bright, and I use them for work. Yeah, that's the similar concept to what I'm using. This is an old broken one, guys. But,
hi, guys.
Beautiful wife here. So we have this discount store here called Princess Auto, and I'm sure that's not in the States, but this type of light, it's LED, it's incredibly bright, magnetic here, and it sticks onto stuff. It's got a hook. I use these for work, and 3 AA batteries. When working on furnaces, I stick it on there, and it would last me for a good week, one of these flashlights. And again, I don't have a link to Amazon or anything like that for them. But these are what I use for filming too when it's dark outside. And sometimes I'll have 3 or 4 of them hanging in the trees so that people can see me. But it's pretty much my go-to flashlight. And this one is broken, I'm sure, because, oh no, it actually works. So that's they're more durable than I thought.
H. Royal asks does your wife ever go camping with you? Yes, I do, but I'm much more of a pansy when it comes to the cold. Steve will have just like a light sleeping bag or blanket, and I'll be buried under like 7 of them and still wearing like 6 pairs of pants, 14 sweaters, 9 hats, and a pair of gloves, and I'll still be shivering. So I'm more of a summer camper, but I love going camping with Steve.
H. Roll, I think I know her IRL.
Oh, yeah? Awesome.
Yeah, from up in McLennan when I lived there, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh, fun.
Peace River.
Ben WS asks, do you ever cook anything without cheese?
I try not to, but occasionally I will. Cheese is a food band-aid, and obviously camping in these cold temperatures, you got to have calories in so you stay warm at night.
Mm-hmm.
But tomorrow's is going to be cheese on it too.
Yes.
So if people are looking for like low lactose-free recipes, I can't help you with that. But
Elise Hamilton says, what about wind-up lights?
Wind-up lights? I've used those before, but I find you do an awful lot of winding. They've kind of come in combination things I've seen with, a little emergency radio, wind-up flashlight. Some have a solar panel on them. I had one, but like for the amount of light that I like out there, which is a lot, they just don't give me enough light for what I like to do.
This one I really like. Jake Walters asks, what's your scariest experience with wildlife out camping? Any bear stories?
Oh, yes. There's bear stories. I'm terrified of bears. Now, I don't know if I've made that clear in my videos. Despite the amount of camping I do, I spend an awful lot more time than I should worrying about bears. And when I was living in the RV out on the coast for a little bit, I'd wake up in the morning around the salmon run season, and I'd go outside, and I knew I heard something that night, and I'd see the bear tracks right outside the RV. And I'm so concerned that, they can rip the doors off cars and stuff, that I was just sleeping there in the RV, and it's a little tin and plywood he could have gotten in, and I cooked in there too. So a lot of bears, and I just get paranoid about bears. So I've got a few ideas for this summer, because anything from an electric fence around the site to something, because I carry bear spray, carry bear bells, keep clean camp, but I don't know, I watch too much Timothy Treadwell, Grizzly Man or something, I don't know.
We did just get one that's from Ben WS who says, Winnie the Pooh is scary.
Yes, Winnie the Pooh is scary.
Voodoo5555 asks, what's your favorite Rush album?
Favorite Rush album? Well, I don't know. That's a little before my time. I don't mind Rush. Like, I'm Canadian, but we're not all stereotypes like that.
Jacob Cernan asks, do you ever do any hunting?
I've actually never hunted in my life. It's I don't have anything against it. I've just never done it. I was kind of raised in a city family, which I didn't know anybody that hunted, and I never went hunting, but I gone fishing a few times, and I like it. Probably going to do more of that this summer.
We need to go ice fishing.
We got to, but this year, summer is beginning.
Ben Hong asks, what do you do for a living?
Well, I am a gas fitter by trade. I've got my certificate here that allows me to work on gas-fired appliances up to unlimited BTUs. So I do mostly furnace repairs. I have kind of a business that keeps me busy enough during the winter. During the spring, we're going to see. I used to work for a utility company that did repairs, and now I am just kind of out on my own, fixing whatever I can and running gas pipelines. Mm-hmm. So that's how I know a little bit about carbon monoxide and stuff. And I'm allowed to actually build field constructed appliances too. So who knows, I might rig up a little furnace in a tent or something safely with a thermocouple and all that. But
so I'm going to kind of twist a comment here from Jake Walters, who says, we have gators in Florida, LOL. Would you be more scared of a grizzly or a gator?
I don't know. Nothing I've ever thought about before. I think I'd be equally scared of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'd be more scared of a gator.
Well, I would be, if I were in a camper or something, a hard-sided camper, I would be just fine with a gator outside, but not so much grizzly.
Yeah. Chris Ox is reminding you not to forget to roll up the rim.
I already rolled it up. I didn't win anything on this one. I won free coffee on the last one, though.
Big Men Cleaverman says, Steve-O, you're the best. How's camper build going? Or how's the, oh my gosh, I think I just had a stroke. How's the camper build going?
The camper build. Oh, the half-built one in my garage right now. Yes, that thing. I work on a kind of limited window as far as when I can work on that because I'm fiberglassing the whole thing. And I can't really do that in the winter because it won't set and our garage isn't heated. So the summer, it will get thrown together here, especially since I'm not so busy now, which is why I can do live streams and go out camping on a Thursday.
This is a great one. It's from Klein. Hello, I've recently discovered you and I love your channel. Why did you start making videos?
Oh, it kind of happened.
Well, you've been doing it since you were a kid.
When I was a kid, yeah, I used to film videos with my parents' camcorders, etc. And we had little things like the Hoot and Herbert show. We'd create all these characters and stuff. I've always kind of been interested in videography. The stuff I do for the YouTube channel is it's fun and it's kind of like a documentary of what I'm up to, vlog or something like that. But the videos that I like to do in reality, if I were left on my own devices, would just be majestic, slow motion. I've done a few of those where you got the slow motion, artsy stuff, but.
Okay, Jacob Cernan, and please let me know if I'm saying that correctly, asks, who is your favorite Trailer Park Boys character? I assume that since you're Canadian, you watch.
Yeah, no, I watch Trailer Park Boys. Well, I don't know. It's a toss-up. Jim Leahy was great. Passed away. Bubbles is pretty good too. He's a good soul, I think. Ricky's just trouble. But yeah, I like them all.
Arsene asks, VHS or Hi 8? HI8? I don't know.
It was a Hi 8 back then. We just had some of them took actual big VHS cassettes in the camcorders. Now I just use SD cards because they're so nifty and high def.
Chris Ox asks, do you sell your own clothes, aka hunker down shirts?
Yeah, I do. I have a Teespring store. They're expensive, but I do make a little money on those so I can fund the camping trips, the gas and beer, etc. I haven't got one yet. I'm tempted to grab a hoodie off of there as soon as I can get the time and order one. But yeah, I do have them available. They normally pop up under my videos somewhere, but.
Sven Johnson says, really? No heater in your garage? The cobbler's kids have no shoes, I guess.
Well, yeah, I got better heat in my tent than I do in my garage. I do have some space heaters out there, but cost of electricity out here to heat that garage when it's -30 is just prohibitive. And also, I don't like the heaters running like that when I'm using flammable resin for fiberglassing. So. Okay,
I'm frantically trying to keep up with the questions here, but one comment is from Ben WS. Love the random nature and natural style of your videos. I thought that was really nice.
Oh, thanks.
Now this one from Ben Hong, who is now my favorite person.
Oh.
Do you have a dog?
Oh.
If so, do you bring with you when camping? So, Steve, do we have a dog yet?
We're working on it.
Are we really?
Yes.
You're a liar. You just want 100 cats.
No, it's in the works, but we rent our place. We can't really, like if we owned our house, that's a bit different. But when you have a dog, I know a lot of people that But what are they going to do with their dog? Like if they get evicted or if the lease is up and they have to move somewhere else, it is very tricky to find a place that you can have a dog.
He's sugarcoating it. It's a lie.
No, that's the truth.
He's sugarcoating it, guys.
No, that's the truth.
Klein says, I want to go to Canada one day. What are some hidden gems?
Hidden gems in Canada?
Lots.
Oh, there's lots. All I really know is the Western Alberta, British Columbia parts of Canada. I know about the rest, but I don't actively camp there because it's a big country. But it depends on what type of camping you're into. I love the logging roads. That's just my personal thing. Is there's so much crown land. My little secret. This is a good secret too. Remember this. If you look on Google Maps, whenever you see a river and there's a road that goes and stops at the river, probably a campground there or a makeshift free type of crown land campground. And that's the best secret for hidden gems. I've said too much already because I got my little book where I write down all the secret places.
Chris says, buy a hamster, LOAK, night all, he has to leave.
Cats are better. We're not going to get into a big debate.
Oh my gosh. Thanks, Proxus.
Thanks. I appreciate that. 10 pounds from Proxus. And that goes the distance in Canada because our dollar is fairly cheap. That's when people donate beer, it goes a little bit further because Canadian dollar is low. Yeah. So.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
What's something that you recommend against while camping? And I can think of one from the honeymoon already.
I think of against while camping.
Like something that you would not recommend doing or somewhere that you don't recommend going. Obviously, we don't like campgrounds.
Yeah, I avoid the major campgrounds, especially in the summer. You're not even going to get into most campgrounds because they book them like 6 months in advance. Nowhere hot, nowhere too hot unless you have air conditioning.
That was the one I was thinking of.
I do these winter camping things and it can be -30 and -40. And a lot of people call BS because I'm wearing this stuff, but you get used to it. And this is really what you wear. I'm not out there for hours in -30 hiking around. I'm just out long enough to get everything set up and get the fire started. But the summer, that killed us. It was beautiful down by the coast. It was like 17, 18 degrees Celsius, a nice cool summer day. We'd go up the logging roads to where the free camping was.
45 degrees?
45 degrees Celsius, it's over 100 Fahrenheit, I'm sure.
Well over.
Well over.
We've got 3 requests to zoom in on that wedding portrait.
Oh, yes.
This was actually painted for us by our wedding photographers, who are in, I believe, the top 20 in Canada. So that was a little gift when they gave us our pictures. So that was, they personalized it for the wedding dress that I was wearing and the bouquet that I had and all that jazz. And just because I'm selfish, I want to show off. This was a wedding gift that my friend had painted for us. It was one of our engagement pictures. So, yeah.
All right. And when I go out making videos, I like to use a GoPro because it's handy. And I just go like that. I have a gimbal actually that keeps it perfectly level, but it makes it look kind of ridiculously fake. But this is my rig for the GoPro, and this works as a tripod too. I can set her up like that.
All right. From Florida, when is the first Hunker Down camping convention?
First Hunker Down, I was planning on that last year. However, last year we did kind of honeymoon. We tried to do a nice honeymoon other than the temperature, etc. There was a few hiccups. So this year there is a good chance in Canada that I will be posting a weekend in BC somewhere. And for liability reasons, I don't want to say, oh, it's HunkerCon 2019 or something like that, because then I'm kind of organizing it. I got to get liability insurance, got to get permission, etc. I'm just going to say I'm camping there, and whoever wants to come by and say hi, come by and say hi. And it's Crown land. You're free to set up a tent too, but you didn't hear from me.
Peter Phillips asks, is there anywhere too hot in Canada? The top of the logging road.
The top of the logging road in Victoria. There are heat waves that come through. The interior BC gets quite hot, 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It's, vineyards and everything. Probably some parts of Ontario, it's a humid heat as well. But as far as the West goes, as soon as the summer comes, it's forest fires, there's some smoke, hot temperatures. And it's too much of a temperature swing because we're going down to like minus 30 or below, close to minus 40, which is the same Fahrenheit and Celsius. And then in the summer, we go right back up to 40 above. So there's like an 80-degree temperature differential we have to get used to season by season.
First of all, thank you, Klein, for the £2 donation.
Hey, thanks, Klein.
Drew Lawson wants to know, do you carry a gun when camping? Not sure the Canadian laws, but it would suck to run into a grizzly.
I know. I don't carry a gun myself when I'm camping. It's tricky to do in Canada. You're not allowed to really have a handgun or anything like that out in the forest, unless there's a few circumstances. If it's a trap line that you're on, a licensed trap line, or if it's your gold claim, you are allowed to carry a gun with you. I carry bear spray because, I don't really have a firearms license. And actually, if there's a charging bear, by the time I'm not that good of a shot anyways, but by the time I get the gun out, take the safety off and try to aim and try to kill a charging grizzly, I'd much rather just give it a quick spray and run for dear life.
We have the air horn.
Yeah, air horn is another good thing. And we got bear bangers as well. They just shoot off this little cartridge that explodes. It sounds just like a shotgun, which normally is what scares them away, unless they're really hungry. But we were setting that off when we got to sites to begin with, figuring that should clear the area of any bears. It's just this loud shotgun blast. Then we'd heard
from my dad,
from father-in-law. Bears can be attracted to that sound because they think it's a kill site and somebody's field dressed and there's going to be some scraps there. So we just use an air horn when we get to the site, blast it, and it scares pretty much everything off. We haven't had any issues so far.
We're back to dogs. 2 comments in a row. H. Royal says, Steve, you better get a doggy. And then Dominic0201 says, do you have a dog? And how do you hammock camp with the dog? Bring a small tent for the dog? Seems like it would be beneficial to just use a tent for both at that point.
Well, yeah, if I was bringing a dog, I would probably have a tent. Well, the hammock has a nice overhang tarp. I'm sure the dog would have a little blanket or a mat or something and just hunker down under the tarp. So.
Voodoo5555 asks, how are your crazy neighbors?
They're crazy. There's something always going on over there. And he's eager to start crashing my camping spots now. He comes out sometimes, but he's a very enjoyable guy. Helps out quite a bit. He's helped us out a lot here. Sometimes we'll just look out the window and he'll be mowing our lawn because I lend him our lawnmower, just like good neighbors do.
Gives us the Suburban for 2 weeks.
How's your crazy neighbor? Oh, he's crazy. He's always crazy.
Ooh, what are your hobbies besides camping? From Ben Huang.
Making YouTube videos. Actually, yeah. It's a lot of outdoors hobbies. I like, it's all kind of camping related. I like floating down the river, which we camp on islands along the way, that type of thing, but which I'm going to be filming some of it this summer. I'm boring in real life, and I'm boring on YouTube too, but I just watch documentaries. I like cooking. Probably you could figure that out. I've always got some way to make food taste as much like a restaurant as possible.
That's true. I'm a lucky lady. There's a lot of interest in having in a convention. So
in a convention.
Yeah. Harry B asks if you have a drone.
I'm working on it. When I started my own business here this winter, we weren't really sure how money was going to go, and things are slowing down now at work. So it's also a cause for concern. I don't want to run out and spend money on a drone when, like, I love the concept of having a drone, and I love the footage they do. But just at this point, I'll pay off my credit cards first, and then I'll get a drone.
We're waiting on more questions.
Waiting on more questions.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's how long have we been on? I don't know.
About a half hour.
About a half an hour. This is my camera. This guy is what I use for all those majestic photos where you got the depth of field and that type of thing. This one will do the slow-mo as well. I've got this microphone on there. I had so much trouble with wind that I had to buy this little sock thing for the microphone. And I think those problems have been resolved. It's the Canon T5i articulating screen. Not the best in low light, but had this for a few years now, and that's what I do majority of the more serious filming stuff with.
Mr. Bill McNeil says more convention interest here. So I want to ask you, what would you involve in a convention? Would it just be everyone just coming and hanging out, or?
Probably it's just a camping trip, right? Like it's this convention thing. It would be in BC more than likely, probably in August. It can be a little brutal there sometimes, though. There can be fire bans, which typically seems to be every year. So that takes a little bit of the fun out of it. And booking it ahead, you really don't know what the weather's going to be like. And most of my subscribers are like from States or England or Thailand or somewhere. But I know there's some in Canada, but it seems to be mostly not Canadians. Mm-hmm. So there's.
Yeah. Harry B says, where are you heading for hammock camping?
Oh, hammock camping. Well, a little place which I know of where the river meets the road. And that's going to be outside of Edmonton, about an hour drive. And it'll be along the river. Similar area to where I just did the last, where the polar vortex camping is, out by that area. And I sure hope there's some birch trees out there so that I can get some syrup out of that tree.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Sven Johnson says, if you're too busy in the winter, would you consider some of your local fans to advance party use sites?
To advance?
Party use sites. Sven?
Sorry. If you're too busy in winter, consider some of your local fans to advance party use sites.
Party at your sites, maybe?
Oh yeah. It's like local fans are always welcome to tag along, shoot me a comment, or send me off a message, and yeah, we can do something locally for sure. I don't know how many local. I know I have a few local subscribers, but
prepare site.
Yeah, advance.
Prepare your site. I guess it just depends on who's around and who'd be able to.
Yeah.
I like this one. Klein asks, what do you think your best video is?
Oh, my best video? Hard to say. I look at it kind of in terms of, one, how many views they get. But I also, I had one where I could really get in my groove of just filming nature, that type of thing. And that would have been walk in the forest. Filmed it last spring around this time. And when I was going to school, I just head out in the forest and just got a lot of nice shots in a snowstorm. And that's one of my personal favorites. It did horribly on views, but for some reason, sleeping in the back of my pickup truck got 1.2 million. Anyway.
Snowco Scanner says, most important item at hand. Is your coffee cup a winner?
No, it isn't. I already rolled it up. It is not a winner.
Ben Huang says future goals for YouTube. Do you plan to continue for as long as you can?
Oh yeah, until people stop watching me, I guess. It's fun to film the YouTube videos, and like I can't believe the support of like my comments are mostly very good comments, and people seem to be tagging along.
Matt Randall says, is there anything on the camera gear wish list in the near future? For example, lenses, other mics, or maybe even a mount for some beautiful Canadian time lapse.
Mm-hmm. Those are all things on my wish list. Drone is right up there. Eventually, I want to switch out the DSLR I got here. It's a Canon T5i. It's an APS-C sensor, so it's not a full frame sensor in there, and it doesn't do that great in low light. But yeah, there's Sony has a good mirrorless camera. The I forget. It's one of the top as far as low light goes. That I would like one of those mounts where I can do the moving time lapse. If I had my way, I wouldn't even be able to go camping because I'd have so much video equipment with me.
Shelly Bean asks if you like to fish.
I do like to fish. I don't get out fishing much, but I do like to fish. I was going to go ice fishing. We had a horrible attempt at that a few weeks ago. Yeah. We figured, like, I'd never been ice fishing. We thought, let's go ice fishing. We'll try and film it for the video. So we got stuck, first of all, right when we showed up at the cabin. And then we realized we needed snowshoes to get to the lake. And we realized we didn't have a sled to haul our stuff with us to the lake. And it was just a disaster, but next winter.
Yeah. Referring back to how long you want to be doing YouTube for.
Yep.
Ben asks, yeah, I wanted to know, but why did you go back to school?
Well, I went to school basically to get my gas fitting ticket. I'd been working kind of construction jobs, that type of thing. Didn't pay all that well. And actually, I started, the apprenticeships here for gas fitting is 3 years. So you work for 10 months of the year, and then you go to school for 2 months. And when I started the apprenticeship, my YouTube channel had like 1,000 subscribers or something. I didn't take nearly as much time with comments and that type of thing. So I didn't see any real potential in YouTube at the time. But I started the 3-year course, and now I can do my own business and not work when I want to not work and go camping.
Rose Brown says, when will you post your next video? Have you thought about doing another series like when you were going to school?
Well, let's see what's happening here. Looks like I'm buffering. I am. Does it look?
Yeah, you're buffering.
I am buffering.
It's not our internet, I don't think.
I hope not. Let's see. Having some technical difficulties, if anybody can hear me.
Oh, Sven says it's still working where he is.
Oh, okay. Well, that's. Oh.
You're holding a very lovely pose, though, in mine.
Oh, that's horrible. Needed to, we're still working here. Needed to refresh the old PC load letter. Holy moly! I'm scared to refresh this. Okay, well, if it's still working, I'll continue on. I can't really see.
Well, I'm still getting a huge number of.
Not working?
Nope, I'm getting a huge number. Everyone's saying it's still working.
Okay, maybe it's just my computer then. Where
might
were
just
we?
Be our network. If you're going to do another series, sorry, I was focusing.
Oh yeah, another series. I'd love to. What I really need is I've been kicking around ideas. I want to do like a longer trip. I'm thinking kind of the river, load up the gear in the river and just camp on islands along the way for a few weeks. If things actually did get more, I guess, if YouTube exploded, then I would just have a full summer of camping. That's all I would do.
Mhm. Okay, MFD Mike says, what's the longest snow camp out you've done so far?
Longest snow camp out. Uninterrupted would have been, probably a few weeks in BC years ago when it snowed there. And that was a pretty long one. It got a lot colder than it normally does there. Aside from that, I did the 8 weeks, but that was broken up by weekends to come home to see beautiful wife. And yes, the truck camper, I'm still working on it.
Okay. Sorry if I've missed any questions right now, just both of our computers were being fussy, so I'm really sorry if I missed your question. But Mandy Jura says, have you been able to do some desert camping, and how different is it from forest/winter camping?
I haven't done desert camping yet. There are badlands in Alberta, which I'm very tempted to do this summer. There's a Drumheller area. A lot of dinosaurs there. It's down a steep canyon and just a beautiful river, Red Deer River. I want to do that trip. Beautiful wife might not come because there are rattlesnakes down there.
Oh, no, not going.
She's not going to do that. But yeah, I want to do the desert camping. I anticipate if you bring enough water and food, in some way to stay cool, some shade, it would probably be all right. But yeah, at night it would get quite cold from what I've heard.
Not the NSA says, do you miss your winter camping for months?
Oh yeah, like winter camping is always fun. It's the summertime, I miss it. The wintertime, I didn't get as much as I wanted to this year because I was so swamped with work. But I don't know. It's spring and fall camping are my two favorites. Not too hot, not too cold, no mosquitoes. But we don't get much of a spring or a fall here. It just kind of goes right from winter into summer.
All right. Lexus RX 300 says, nice haircut, suits you well. Thank you. I completely agree.
Yeah. She likes short hair.
Everything outside. We're getting a lot of questions about the truck camper from people who might not have been here earlier.
The truck camper, I've installed a few times on building it. When I was super ambitious and I started throwing it together, and I realized building the frame is one thing, but it's expensive to buy the doors, the windows, the jacks, the tie downs. I got most of the raw materials. I've got all the material I need in order to finish framing it in and closing it. I even got some jacks now. The problem is that the doors and the windows were really expensive, and I don't know which size to make them until they show up. And then in the winter, I can't really fiberglass it in the garage because it's too cold, and the heaters will start the fumes on fire from the resin. So it's this summer, I've got it in there, and actually things have slowed down, so I should be able to pick away at that.
Mm-hmm. Klein asks, what's your favorite channel to watch on YouTube?
On YouTube? I'm the worst. I don't really subscribe to any channels. I just kind of look up documentaries on YouTube, and I'll watch a good camping documentary, etc. I do follow Joe Robinette on YouTube. He's a way more successful version of me that does real camping instead of just in the back of the truck. But he's probably one of the well-known ones that I do follow as much as I can. But his videos are all like 2 hours long, so.
Not the NSA has asked a couple times if I ever come out for tent time in the frozen north. I did when we first got the ice fishing hut, but not if we were leaving the house. Part of it too is when we were in like the polar vortex, our pipes were freezing in our house. So I ended up having to stay home and keep the pipes from freezing. And also I just don't do as well with the cold. I love camping with Steve. I love going out with him. I'm planning on coming out soon because we're starting to get slightly warmer temperatures around zero, just around freezing, and I can handle that. But when it's anywhere past minus 20 Celsius, can't do it.
That's too cold.
So there was another one. Voodoo5555 said, name 3 campfire fantasy heroes you'd like to have shots of whiskey with.
Campfire fantasy heroes? I don't know if that's like a fantasy hero like Superman or...
I don't know, it might just be so. Let's switch it so that it's like 3 people that you'd like to sit around the campfire with and have shots of whiskey.
Oh, Ricky, Bubbles, and Julian, obviously.
All right, I think we're pretty much caught up on questions for now.
All right. Well, I think it might be time to start cooking some dinner here and actually get things packed up. I want to hit the road fairly early tomorrow. I head out to my secret spot. I got batteries to charge up. The truck's loaded with gas. I'll just be out there for a night, and it's gonna be a fun trip. The video will probably be up Sunday. I want to try and start doing Wednesday videos and Sunday videos, or some combination, or at least one or the other for a while now. It's a little bit slow, so I can devote a little more time to it, but I try to do a couple of videos a week. I can probably get out camping once a week. Twice is pushing it, but I can pick away at the camper on the Wednesday one or something.
Do you want to hear the last 2 questions that we got in?
Oh, of course.
Okay, so Mahid Duris says, what have you learned from our society which focuses on having a lot of conveniences and camping which requires minimum conveniences? That's an awesome question.
Well, society, you really don't realize how much you take things for granted, running water, etc., until you're in a tent for a week and you're melting your snow to do that type of thing. You do realize in a home you have a lot more than you really need. And there's a fine balance in there somewhere. With camping, it's the purest form of freedom, having everything you need on your back with you, where you can purify water, make a fire, build a shelter, stay warm. It's different worlds, you know. The house has a lot too many conveniences, right down to the dishwasher. And camping, it's a lot more work, but
brings you down to your roots.
Yeah, it does.
And last question is from Ben. Actually, I've seen this a couple times.
Yep.
People want to know when you're going to be posting your next video.
Sunday afternoon. Well, I'm filming it tomorrow. Should be up Sunday, and I'm going to try and do next week, provided how this birch syrup tapping goes. I may spend a few days out camping if it's warm enough. Hopefully, beautiful wife will come along, and we're gonna make a pail of syrup. So.
And that's it for questions.
All right. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Thanks, guys, for donations. I know there's a lot of people have got some fine people sending me marmalade, whiskey marmalade in the mail, and there's I appreciate, you know, I do get donations and stuff. That all helps to kind of film these videos. And
I just want to take a second to thank you all for your support of Steve. It really means a lot to both of us. I'm sorry that I'm not super comfortable showing my face on camera, but I'm here. I support him. I love camping with him, and he loves doing this for you guys. And every day there's multiple checkups on, you know, on YouTube, and it's really made a difference in both of our lives. So thank you for that.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. It's probably getting late somewhere in the world. You guys probably all have to hunker down, and I have to make a good meal and hunker down myself. We're going to try and do some more live streams once in a while here and there, because I try to answer as many comments as I can, but then sometimes I look and I've got like 2,000 comments to go through. I try to get the ones I can, but then it just gets a bit much. So these Q&As are really good for me, and I hope they are for you. And we could have a HunkerCon this summer. It's all a possibility, but we'll keep you 2:20 a.m. Oh, well, sorry I kept you up so late, guys. But until the next video, hunker down, and you're camping with Steve. Well, you will be next time I'm camping. Let's see.